Hello everybody, this is Tony, and welcome to another episode of TTBurger Rants. And this rant is about drunk drivers on the road and how they care to take the lives of innocent people. This is going to be a part 3 of my reckless drivers rant, which I know I did. I did the second part with a couple people on Skype, and if you're interested, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. And this is going to be a sad rant, and those of you who don't want to watch it, that's fine. But if those of you who are, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, I'm sure all of you saw our last rant on traffic that we made a while back, which is pretty much a follow up to my rant on reckless drivers. Well, we'll say this is going to be a rant on drunk drivers, like I have mentioned already, and pretty much I hate them with a passion. Why do I hate them with a passion? Because one, they make one mistake, and it takes away a life. People who are drinking should not be allowed behind the wheel. They should think before they even set foot in the car and drive. All because it's not rocket science. If you're drinking, don't drive. It's simple as that. You hear about all those stories in the news where they would say like a drunk driver kills a married couple, or a drunk driver kills a family of 4, and it's not a hard choice to make. All you have to do is just not drive. Yet there are people who drink and they think, oh, I can drive, I can make it, I'll be fine. And then what happens? They end up injuring other people, or they end up injuring themselves. And yet I know because I had a friend, freshman year of high school, I had a friend who was killed in a drunk driving accident. All 4 of them weren't wearing their seatbelts. Two of the people died, and 2 of the people died. And one of them was my friend from freshman year of high school. And this happened freshman year also. And sad, very sad. Let me ask y'all something. Do you think it's right that these drivers don't take responsibility, and they don't seem to come to the realization that drinking and driving is bad? I mean, yeah, one drink won't hurt you, but if you drink like a few drinks, that's when you should not be allowed on the road, especially since you could hurt a life or hurt yourself. Do you know how? I'm sure all you have read all these stories about how there are people are getting killed in drunk driving accidents, or the drunk driver caused a head-on collision or something like that, or drunk driver is in a hospital for a year or something like that, just because he's in a coma for a long time. And there was another story about how my dad's friend was in a drunk driving accident, and he laid in a coma for 87 days. 87 days. Wow. Almost 3 months. And you're laying in a coma and yet the passenger died, all because of a drunk driving accident. And yet I can't stand when people just don't think before they make a decision. If you're on the road, you need to take responsibilities. Don't drink, don't drink and drive. It's simple as that. It's not. It shouldn't be that big of an ordeal. Just stay off the road, or just let someone else drive you. this especially happens like if you're at a bar or something and you drank too much, or all you have to do is just call someone to pick you up and take you home. It's simple as that. Don't drive yourself. Even there are people who think they can make it home, and even the shortest distance, it's also dangerous too. Because when you drink, it ruin it make you don't think straight when you drink, and when you drive. I just wish I knew more about this so I could help people, teach people that drinking and driving is not fun to do, and yet when people do cause these accidents or kill people, they have to remain in jail for a long time, like about I don't know 6 years or 15 years, something like that. You're pretty much wasting your life, all because you made one bad move. You made one bad move, and you didn't think before you went on that road and drove, and it cost you, and your future is ruined because of that one little mistake, and you have to be in and you're in jail for it. It's not a very good situation if you ask me. I've seen it happen I've heard stories about it. I heard about the stories in driver's ed. I've heard about so many of these stories, and believe me, it's not pretty situations, believe me. Especially when they show you all the pictures of how all the damage and stuff. Especially the worst part is when the families gotta find out that their son or their daughter or their nephew or something that was killed in a drunk driving accident. That's horrible for the family to find out about that, especially when they're pretty much teenagers or young adults. It's not a pretty sight. Believe me, I've seen it. I believe me. I've heard. I know I'm repeating myself, but heard about all the stories, and just a lot of people die from drinking and driving. A lot of people do, and it's happening way too much out there. A lot more than it shouldn't be happening. It's happening way too much. It's just sad, really sad. And to see all those families lose a loved one in a drunk driving accident, it's just not a pretty sight if you ask me. And I wish I knew more about this so I could help people, but pretty much I've never been in an incident like that, which is good. And I hope no I hope I hope for all of you who have loved ones who were killed in a drunk driving accident. I'm sorry for what happened to you guys. It's just sad that it's happening way too much out there. It needs to end. It really needs to end. People should think before they go on the road. Driving is a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility, and it's one of the worst things. It's one of the worst things that could happen, especially to any driver. Especially the people who are clean, sober drivers are killed in accidents by a drunk driver. And believe me, it's not a very pretty sight. And really, that's pretty much all I have to say. This is Tony, TTBurger 88. Peace out, and have a great day.